Hello, Top Fan Rivalry followers, and welcome to another edition of The Odd Couple. I got my favorite Dodger fan. I got my favorite Astro fan. The co-host extraordinaire. We got Mikey. We got Dave. How you doing, fellas?
Doing well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, if you see Mikey not paying attention,
Living large and in charge. It's hot in Houston.
yeah. So if you
No,
see
that's okay.
Mikey
Just
kind
cut
of
me off.
not,
I'm used to it.
yeah,
See,
if you see Mikey not paying attention, it's because we're filming during a Dodger game right now. So, yeah, it's
I'm
it's gonna be
facing
all
the
kinds of
TV
crazy.
this time, though. I'm facing the TV.
There you go. All right, so let's start it off the odd couple today. There's a lot to talk about. We're gonna have some good times. So okay, so let's start with you, Dave. Give us a breakdown of the last week of the Astros. There's been a significant amount of things happening. Talk to us.
like any finely tuned machine, there are a lot of moving parts in this thing that we call the Houston Astros. Unfortunately, our parts have decided to start going out on us, and we are in desperate need of a tune up, a mechanic, maybe last rites at this point. At time of recording, all right, the TFR Sports Desk reports that our starting pitcher Christian Javier is now going to have to undergo Tommy John surgery, thus shelving him for the season, adding to the woes that is the Houston Astros. We start today. We got the second out of 3 games with the Cards in town, and we are 7 games under 500, and it's June 4th as the crow flies. That's 7 games behind. And that means we are also looking at the taillights of the South Oklahoma Rangers. Our last week, we lost the series to the Mariners, in which we came into the series and we were 3.5 games back with a 4-game series, looking to make some moves. And Mariners pitching just absolutely shut stuff down. Bryce Miller was going off, Luis Castillo, George Kirby. Not necessarily names that are going to turn any heads on the marquee, but they were striking out our batters. While we found Alex Bregman has somehow found the Kool-Aid, he has been getting hits, raising his average. I think he's got like a 7 or 8 game hitting streak now, and out of that, he's went yards 6 times. I got it on good authority that Joe Adelt has not done that. The Mariners was not a good way to do it. And then we end up dropping a series to the Twins with a blown save from Bill's favorite player, Ryan Stressley Presley. 4th blown save. I don't know what's going on with this guy. He's got his 3rd loss. Up this on Canacorn, it might be time to even move him to. It is what it is. This is getting down to crunch time. I'm always one to say that it's not time to panic, but I am starting to make sure that the panic button is in sight, because with Christian Javier having to go to Tommy John, and we're now waiting on a second opinion, meaning the GM does not want to disclose that Jose Urquidy will also need a now second Tommy John surgery, thus maybe calling it a career for him. If the Astros are not, 2 or 3 games over 500 by July 1st, I mean, it may be to have the writing on the wall. It may be time to cut bait and get what you can for the likes of JV and his extraordinary contract. He does have a no trade clause, but I don't think he'll have a problem going to LA there and getting prorated like the Hollywood again for Verlander and even Bregman. Kyle Tucker took one off the knee yesterday. X-rays came back negative, so we'll pray that he doesn't end up on the IL. But that's just kind of how it is. The Astros have been down, and we've been kicked while we were down all year, and the hits just keep coming. So, while I'm forever the optimist and I bleed orange, I'm also a realist. And like I said, if we cannot go into July, much less the All-Star break, under 500 in this division, I mean, even the weak division that it is, I think the Mariners are proving this year that they're not going to falter. They've got some young kids with some great pitching, and the Rangers are still hovering. So it is what it is. We'll just see if we can get this win tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have to ask, Dave, are you guys getting like a 2-for-1 special, or is it like buy 5 Tommy Johns and get one free? Or is there something going on there that I don't know about?
I was looking, here on the tablet, and I didn't see any type of a Father's Day deal. But yeah, definitely, I think maybe it's a bulk rate, just as many pictures as you can fit in the car. Come on down, and we'll slap it. It's like Oprah. You get a Tommy John, and you get a Tommy John, and you get a Tommy John. So it's baseball, man. You gotta love it.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right, Mikey, why don't you break down the Dodgers week?
Well, the last week has been good to the Dodgers. Coming into this last week was a roller coaster. We lost 5 in a row. Then swept a club. Won a series against the Rockies. And now we're in Pittsburgh at 15 games over 500. We're doing the opposite of the Astros. We're getting guys back off of injury, which is going to be nice, especially with the trade deadline, looming in July, because you can't have 9 starting pitchers. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, 15 games over 500 at the moment. 7 games up on our nearest competitor, the Padres, who, just put Musgrove and Darvish on the IL. The Giants are.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, you're right.
Just spit a little while ago, and then they lost 5 in a row now. So. 7 is our nearest competitor, and we're getting some guys back from injury. But we're playing not a hot, but a good young Pirates ball club. They kind of remind me of the Cincinnati Reds a lot. Just young talent, athletic. And then we go to New York again, which is weird since we were just there last week, but to play the Yankees. So that'll be a nice barometer of where we're at with the likes of the Yankees, who are the hottest team in baseball really right now.
Is it a 4-game set?
Stuff's going well. What's that, bud?
Is it a 4-game set with the Yankees?
3.
No, I just believe it's 3.
Okay.
3. Yeah.
Yes.
But both teams seem to be traveling.
Here.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mikey.
If I did have any gripes, it would be more along our offense. When our top's hitting, our bottom isn't. And then when our bottom finally starts to hit, our top doesn't. I would like to see that start being more consistent all the way through. Other than that, no complaints over here in Dodger Town.
Yeah. You remember those math questions that we used to get, 2 trains traveling in opposite directions? Who gets there first, everything like that. The Astros and the Dodgers are those 2 trains. The Dodgers are getting people back from the IL. The Astros are putting one on.
Where's the thing I got to pull? When you want to get off the damn train. Let's get off the train, take the bus, take a boat, Whatever you got to do, a mule at this point.
Another couple weeks, you guys are going to be pulling the ripcord.
Man, I'm telling you, dude, it's Joshua got the Whopper fired up. I mean, we're this close to DEF CON 5, and
Yep. Uh, okay, fellas, next question for you. Living the American dream. There is one person who has yet to get a win, is getting paid $32 million, has an over 9 ERA, and is now twice. He has just recently been put on the IL. Twice is this guy on the IL. Didn't need spring training because he's won 2 Cy Young awards. Didn't feel that spring training was important. This guy is living the freaking American dream. Congratulations, Blake Snell. You are 0-3 with a 9.47 ERA in your second stint to the IL. Good deal or bad deal for the Giants? Boys, what do you think?
It's been a catastrophic deal for the Giants. Really, another Boris guy, and then he fired him, was Jordan Montgomery, and he hasn't done, much for the Diamondbacks. I think he's been injured off and on. They just, you are the player. They're your agent. You can tell them what you want. They all waited too long. Didn't really get to settle in with their ball clubs and have spring training. And some of these guys are paying that price right now. And for the Giants and his contract, and he has an opt out or an opt in, for next year. He can't lose really now. He can just say, I want to, I'm opting in. Pay me my money for next year. So
Dave, your thoughts
for the Giants.
Well, after this stint, officially Snell will have been sidelined more than he has been on the field for the Giants. So, of course, the Giants front office absolutely love deals like this. And I also think it's a momentum killer. We were just talking here recently how hot the Giants were. Baseball is I'm not going to take a phrase from the NFL, but it's a game of inches. You get a play that goes your way here, you're fired up, and you pull it off. But losing begets losing. And whether that means, just losing pitchers or whatever, the injuries that these guys are having is the proof in the pudding. I mean, a groin issue, a shoulder tightness. This is all stuff that gets worked out while you get into shape. Okay. He should have been doing this 3 months. The only one that's laughing all the way to the bank is Scott Boras. I worry because he's got another boy here in H-Town by the name of Alex Bregman, who is now starting to stoke the flames and get warm, and who is up for a contract this year. And I don't want to see, even if it's not in a Houston uniform, I don't want to see Bregman get drug around all through the offseason. So definitely a lose for Snell. It's a lose for the Giants. But I'm sure that Scott Boras and the LA Dodger fan base are happy about it.
So I'm going to read to you some numbers. Okay. 0-3, 9.51 ERA, 6 games started, 23.2 innings pitched, 25 earned runs, 14 walks, 31 strikeouts. So he's averaging 3.2 innings per start. He has about a 1 1/3 strikeout ratio, walked 14 guys. And like Mikey had mentioned, he has an opt-in. So there is no way he's not going to take it because he's not going to test the free agency market. He's getting paid 32 mil tickets. He can opt in next season for another 30 mil tickets. The guy's living the American dream. The guy is literally sitting at home and saying, cha-ching, go ahead, sweetheart, buy 2 of those, no problem. I don't have to go back to work for a while. But I say all that to say this. He's been in the league this is his ninth season. He had five with Tampa Bay. He had three with San Diego. He's 31 years old. I mean, even if he got off the IL and he was lights out and he won every single one of his starts, you throw in a few no decisions, he's maybe going to be what, 7-3, right? Your 7-3 doesn't earn you $32 million. So that being said, he's got to have a very, very, very lights out season next season. Otherwise, we may see him say, hey, 10 years in the bigs is enough. I'm out. Because again, Blake Snell was a hot commodity in the offseason. He waited too long to sign. Dave, you just mentioned that you're struggling down there in H-Town with pitching. Blake Snell might be up next season, at the end of next season. Do you want him in H-Town? Do you want a 30 coming on his 33-year-old season in H-Town for 25 mil tickets?
Well, if I didn't want him in H-Town when he was a 30 or 31-year-old left-hander struggling, I'd no, I would rather take my chances with seeing what we could get for, like I said, the likes of Bregman or Verlander. But I'm hoping that we don't even need to do that because we're gonna still come back and win the division. Just saying, don't call it a comeback.
I've been here before. All right, so can I get a hug segment? I know we're running out of time, boys. Can I get a hug segment? Let's talk real quick. Who can you two boys agree that there's one team out there that you just makes your skin crawl when you hear the name of this team? Mikey, why don't you throw out one or two? Dave, why don't you throw out one or two? And let's see where we're at.
I don't know if we're really going to hit on one because, I mean, I hate the Giants. I mean, I hate them. There's not much else I can say other than I hate them. I'm not, not a big fan of the Padres. And it's more Machado Tatis. I don't like the way they play. But the Padres, they've never really threatened the Dodgers. They beat us in a series once. And they have nothing on their trophy shelf. I don't really have one. I don't think we're gonna agree on a team we really hate, other than the Astros, and he probably hates the Dodgers. I mean, it's just it will be easier in years to come, maybe, to answer that question since we all play everybody now. Gosh, I don't know. Maybe the Yankees. Maybe the Yankees.
I knew once you crossed the Bronx Bombers line that you're going to get Dave to perk up because I know that's a team that Dave is not a fan of.
I mean, outside of them kicking the crap out of us since the early 50s in World Series, I mean, we haven't had a lot of, stuff over the
moments.
Years. Yeah.
Dave,
but
yeah,
absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, I have to say the Dallas Cowboys. Wait, I'm sorry, we're talking baseball. My bad. Look, the Yankees, of course, but that's just. I mean, you hate them because they're the Yankees. I mean, the Astros haven't had a problem with the Yankees in recent history. So it's not like they're on our radar like that. We did get thumped early on this season, so maybe Mike will have a little more hate from them after this series coming up, depending on the outcome of that between the Yanks and the Dodgers. There. That being said, everybody knows that I love to loathe that team from Arlington No, they're not from Texas. They're from a little bitty town called Arlington that's not even in Dallas. There is no love because, oh, it's my home state. No, if anything, that makes me hate them. Said the South Oklahoma Rangers, can't stand them. Absolutely. Now, as far as the Dodgers go, I don't hate the Dodgers. And this kind of goes along with every fan base. I don't necessarily hate the Dodgers. I don't necessarily hate the Yankees, but I hate idiot fans. And guess what? The Brewers have idiot fans. The Cardinals have idiot fans. The Mariners have idiot fans. Lord knows the Phillies have idiot fans. So there's a bunch in every fan base. Even my beloved Astros have people fighting in the stadium that just absolutely grinds my gears. I think it's geographical. Mikey can't stand the Giants. That's their down the freeway rival there. Just the kind of same as I don't jive with the Rangers. If they do expand into San Antonio, guess what? I'll just have to hate that team too. So, just like Mikey Bleach Blue.
Not like the Rangers simply because Corey Seager plays for them, and the guy, he had it made where he was. The Dodgers offered him good money, just not Ranger money, and at least he was an honest enough man to say, I went where I got paid the most,
took the money.
But I'm not a Corey Seager guy. I can't stand him anymore.
We'll talk about that offline, Mikey, because there's something interesting that you may not know about that. And I don't want anybody to listen to this and
I absolutely hate Corey Seager as well.
Yeah, of course you do. All right, Top Fan Rivalry followers, this is the odd couple. As you know, you got a Dodger fan, you got an Astros fan. Typically we have different topics, but you know what? We're 2 full months into the season now. We've crossed April, we've crossed May off the list. Now it's time to talk it through. So for everybody listening, let's do it again next week. Like this, subscribe to the YouTube page, watch it in the locker room. I don't know if you've seen the new homepage, but it's phenomenal. There's a lot of fun things happening with Top Fan Rivalry. I have it on really good authority right now that Mikey is getting a dugout mug with Top Fan Rivalry on one side and Dodgers on the other because he just ordered it. I also have on good authority that Dave has not ordered his Astros one yet.
You are on wrong authority. You need to go back and check the orders.
Okay.
I've got it in my
I got my receipt, so I want my stuff mailed.
I do have my receipt. I got the email. I'll have to contact Top Fan HR and write a very sternly worded email.
There you go. Well, then I have it on good authority. They're both getting it sent out this week. We got them. They're gorgeous. So, Top Fan Rivalry followers, if you're a Dodger fan, use the code Bleeds Blue. If you're an Astro fan, use the code Big Dave. Either way, you're going to save yourself 10%.
If you're an Astros fan, holla at me. Come on this show, okay? Let's even these numbers up a little bit, okay? Because by the end of each show, somehow it's been tinted blue some which way or the other. So
hey, I was even today. I
mean, the Astros jersey is first, so I'll give you that hanging behind you there. So that's the only first place.
My Dodger jersey.
Hey, look, don't get at me. I'll take any first place I could get right now. Okay.
There you go.
So
there you go.
Tune in next week to find out if I have to have Tommy Johns. I don't know. Maybe next week I'll be in a sling. Who knows? It's evidently an epidemic here in Houston. Tommy Johns is catching. So stay home. Watch out for your shoulder and elbow.
There you go. All right, Top Fan Rivalry followers, we'll do it again next week. Talk to you guys soon.
Go Stros.
Thanks, guys.